Okay. Good morning, students. Good morning, everyone. Okay. I welcome you to our e-learning class. This is your, as you know, it is your science class now. So we are doing the chapter 10, no? Chapter 10, that light, sound and force. Okay. In the previous class, in the previous online class, let me tell you first, we have done up to question number 1, long answer question from exercise of chapter 10, light, sound and force. Long answer question. Last video that has been uploaded yesterday, in that video I have done question number 2 and 3 from the long answer section. Okay, so I think hope everyone must have seen the video and written the question. Okay, so once again I will recap, I will revise what we have done in the previous video. Those who have not written, you must watch the video in the YouTube channel, search for the video and write. Okay. So we are discussing the long answer question from chapter 10. This is page number 72 in your science book. You can refer to page number 72. Okay. Question number 2. Just a recap of question number 2 and question number 3. Question number 2 was, how can we reduce noise? How can we reduce noise? Okay. How can you reduce noise? You can find the answer on page number 69. How can you reduce noise? We can reduce noise by the following ways. Point wise you will write, we can reduce noise by the following ways. Number 1 way is speaking softly. Speaking softly. Okay. And number 2 ways is always playing TV and music system in a low volume. Always playing TV and music system in a low volume. So we can reduce noise by the following ways. Number 1, speaking softly, and number 2, always playing TV and music system in a low volume. Okay. Okay, then question number 3. What is the question number 3 now? What are luminous and non-luminous objects? Give 2 examples of each. I'll write this one. Question number 3. What are luminous and non-luminous objects? Non-luminous objects. Very easy question this one. Give 2 examples of each. Give 2 examples of each. Okay. Okay, so what are luminous and non-luminous? This is also very easy answer. You can find the answer on page number, this is your page number 67. And also the question answer has been already done in the video that has been uploaded yesterday. You can search the video in the YouTube channel and find it there. Okay, the answer is luminous objects, objects that give us light. Objects that give us light are called luminous objects. Example, bulb and torch, or bulb and candle. The non-luminous objects, objects that do not give us light, are called non-luminous objects. Examples, book and chair, or you can write table and chair, any option. Okay, very easy answer, you can find it there. So I have discussed with you now, revised it once more. So we have completed the question answer part from the exercise of chapter 10, light, sound and force. Now students, I will be starting a new chapter today. Okay, your chapter is chapter number 11, air, water and weather. This is page number 73 in your science book, and I will expect every student to open page number 73. Chapter 11, air, water and weather. Air, water and weather. Page number 73. You can refer to page number 73. See there, once again I am telling you this one. If you are seeing the background as a jungle or anything, your view has been changed. It has changed to together mode or together mode view. You change it to grid view. All of you will change to grid view. Then you are able to see the board and also you can see me. Okay, I will be visible and the board is also will be visible. Okay, so the chapter is air, water and weather. Very interesting chapter. You have already know this one. You have read in previous class also. First of all, air. All living things need air to live. You know, all living things need air to live. You change it. Yes, Shubhasri, you have given the right picture there, that you change. I have changed it to grid view. Change it to grid view, then you will be able to see me as well as the board. Grid view, not the together view. Okay, so I am talking about the air. So you know, all living things need air to live. We know, because there is a very vital gas, that oxygen, the survival, that is for our survival of life. Okay, that gas is present in the air. So all living things need air to live. Air is present all around us. You know, air is present all around us. We can feel it, but we cannot see it. Yes, we can feel air, but we cannot see air. We feel it when it moves. Yes, air we can feel when it moves. Suppose the page of the book just move to the next page. All of a sudden, you are not moving, the page is moving. Or the curtain in your room just moving, just swaying here and there. Okay, so that means air is present around the room, in the room. Okay, so we can feel the air, but we cannot see the air. Moving air is called wind. So all of you will write the question there. Moving air is called wind. What is, question is, what is wind? Question can be, what is wind? So you will underline there, moving air is called wind. Now what air contains? Air contains many gases, water vapor and dust particles. The main gases in air are nitrogen, oxygen and carbon dioxide. Yes, nitrogen, they are needed by the plants for their growth. Oxygen, we need, we human being and the animals need oxygen for the survival of life. And carbon dioxide, plants need to prepare their food. Okay, so next question can be, what are the main gases present in air? Present in air. So the main gases present in the air are nitrogen, oxygen and carbon dioxide. Okay, you can underline there. Nitrogen, oxygen and carbon dioxide. These are the main gases. Okay, human beings, plants and animals breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. These plants will not be there because plants, they don't breathe in. They take in the carbon dioxide and breathe out the oxygen. So here human beings and only animals will be there. They breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. Plants take in carbon dioxide to make their food and give out oxygen. Yes, plants are taking the carbon dioxide. Why they need carbon dioxide? They take in carbon dioxide to make their own food by the process of photosynthesis. They need carbon dioxide, chlorophyll, water, sunlight to prepare their food. Sometimes the air also contains dust particles, smoke and germs. So air also contains dust particles, smoke and germs. Beside gases also they contain dust particles, smoke and germs. This make the air impure. So these things make the impure. The air is not pure, it is impure. Okay. We should plant trees to keep the air clean. You must remember that we should plant more and more trees to make the air pure, to make the air clean, to clean the air. To clean the air, we must plant trees. Afforestation, the process is afforestation, means planting trees. Actually, the trees are taking the carbon dioxide and they are giving out oxygen. Okay. Now comes to water. Water is the most important thing for life on earth. We need water to drink, bathe, wash clothes and for many other purposes. Bathe means bathing. You are bathing using water and bathing. Okay. Rivers, lakes and streams are some sources of water. So water is also very important for us. Along with air, water is also very important for us. Why? Because we need water to drink. For drinking purpose, this is the main thing. For drinking purpose, we need water. For bathing, for washing clothes, for watering the plants, we need water. Then what are the sources of water? Question can be, what are the sources of water? What are the sources of water? Sources of water are river, lakes, ponds. These are the sources. Okay, rivers, lakes, ponds, these are the sources of water. Okay, now coming to water cycle. We'll read now water cycle. This is also very important for you. You can see page number 73 and 74. Okay, 73 and 74. In nature, water is found in three states: solid, liquid and gas. So what are the states of water? What are the question is, what are the different states of water? What are the different states of water? The different states of water are solid state, liquid state and gaseous state. Solid state is ice, liquid state is water itself and gaseous state is water vapor or steam. Now the process of water cycle. Number one, the water in lakes, ponds, rivers and seas is heated up by the sun. Heat of the sun, it heats up the water. Due to heating, water changes into water vapor by the process of evaporation. So by heating, water changes into water vapor. Number two, this water vapor rises higher up and reaches up. It mixes with dust. You can change to page number 74 now. It mixes with dust and other things present in the air and gets cooled to form clouds. So this water vapor rises up, mixes with the dust particles and other things, and then it cools down, and when it cools down it forms drops of water, and so these drops of water forms the clouds. This is called condensation. By the process of condensation this is happening. Now number 3, the water drops starts becoming bigger and heavier. When they become too heavy they fall down as rain. So the cloud is cooling. When it gets more cooled, the water vapor, when it gets more cooled, what happens? These drops of water become heavier, and so many drops of water there, and so heavy these drops of water there, so it cannot hold the water drop anymore, the cloud. So this falls down on the earth as rain. Okay. The rainwater goes back into the river, ponds, lakes and seas, from where it is evaporated again. This rainwater then goes back to the river, ponds, lakes, and from there again the heat of the sun, the water gets evaporated and changed into water vapor. This water vapor again cools down, form clouds, and this again comes down as rain. This way the cycle continues on and on. The cycle goes on and on. So this cycle continues. This is called water cycle. Okay. So this is your water cycle. So I will give you one homework here. You will draw the water cycle. All of you will draw the water cycle. Homework is this is page number 73, 74. Water cycle. I am discussing the water cycle. Discuss this one. One homework. Draw the water cycle. Okay. You will draw the water cycle in your science copy. Okay. So this is the process of water cycle. First of all evaporation, then condensation. No, you will not color. Nobody will color. You will do no color. Do not color. Only you can do pencil shading. You will do pencil shading. Okay. So the process is, first of all evaporation. See the picture. Water is evaporating. Cloud is forming due to condensation. Then again this cloud is further cooled and forms bigger drops of water. This falls down as rain. This rain fills the river or ponds and lakes, and then again it is evaporated. This way cycle continues, and this is the water cycle. Okay. Okay students, today we have done up to the water cycle from your chapter 11, air, water and weather. You will go through the chapter well and read it. Okay. So thank you everyone for the class. Okay.